All right, welcome down to the Malted Man Cave. Dave, can you hear me, buddy?
I can hear you, man. Can you hear me?
Yes. All right, we figured it out. I was a little worried for a second. I was like, what is going on? Why is this not working? But, buddy, it's good to see you.
Good to see you too, man.
Although I did just see you from afar not too long ago. So
We did the
old, tonight, Dave's plan is to put me through the ringer and do a little blind challenge at the end. Hope you pick some good ones. So before we get into that, how many total did you pick from? Was it about 18 of my collection?
I think there was about 20, 21. I think I counted.
You picked 4, right? I think that's how many.
4 out of them.
All right. Well,
yeah.
That. Hopefully, I don't fail.
Yeah, I might have grabbed a bottle off the other shelf.
You should have, man. All right. So show everybody what you're drinking out of tonight.
All right. So we have this option.
Not again.
Da, 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 da.
All right.
Big leagues. I'm big timing it now. I'm big timing.
Let's check in with the chat real quick. So we got Donner Pass Whiskey's in the house. Tim's in the house. What's up, Tim? Thanks for joining.
Hey, Tim.
Aaron Hardiman is on. What's up, buddy? Appreciate you joining us. Too Slow is on as well. What's up, bud?
No more piss cups, man.
Mark Saliba. Am I murdering that, Mark? I've always wondered if it's Salibas. That's my best guess. If I'm wrong, please tell me in the comments, man. Santa Cruz's on all the way out from out in Santa Cruz, California. What's up, buddy? Hope you're doing good. Eric Gilbert from Canada is on. He loves to make fun of us being dumb Americans. Whiskey Rookie is in. What's up, my friend? All right. So without too much further ado, tonight we're going to be doing a live review of Deanston Virgin Oak. So I poured you a sample bottle. Do you have that for you, Dave? Do you have it with you? All right, let's go ahead and pour it and get into it. Have you had a good week so far?
Man, I've gotten so much stuff done around the house. Bunch of like entering the 21st century as far as medical stuff goes, like getting patient files converted to all digital. It's been productive, boring. I'm ready to get back and get into the normal swing of things. Planting a lot of grass. How about you?
Dude, I've been so stinking busy. So starting my new job, I'm a counselor working with child molesters out of prison. So that'll be fun. I don't know if I'm going to stay there in that necessary position. Maybe I will. Maybe I'll love it. But I'm starting at prison. So for me, I could care less because I used to work like 8 to like 6:30, 8 to 7, and now it's 8 to 4 every day. I'm not taking any notes home with me. It's amazing. I'm eventually going to get paid more, state retirement. So, dude, I'm loving it. Like Ella, like gets so excited every day when I get home from work at 4:30 because normally
that'd be great.
I get home at like 7 or 7:30. So, doing yard work, planting a garden, and thanks to your help. So many people on the stream know that I'm not a really good handyman, but Dave's been teaching me some things, and I did it. I fixed that dryer, dude. I bought the heating element, took it apart,
dude. That's awesome.
Heating element, and it works like a trick.
That's awesome. Was it? So it was that part?
Yeah, and the old heating element was all black, so it clearly was, and it works fine now. So, dude, I have so many brownie points with Lindsay right now because I've been working out in the yard so much and like spending so much time fixing stuff.
Oh man!
All Mr. right. So you poured the Deanston Virgin Oak. So a little bit about this. Obviously, it's Deanston, which a lot of people love these days. It kind of came out of nowhere a couple of years ago because it was a very obscure distillery, and Roy told me. Actually, I found Deanston 12 on my own, but then Roy from Aquavita was like, "Dude, you got to try Deanston 18 and a couple other things," and I got into it, man. And I don't know what it is. Like there's this Teddy Graham cracker / malted milk balls and almost all the expressions that it's just so stinking good.
Yeah.
And this is Deanston Virgin Oak, which means it is aged in virgin oak cask, so like a bourbon. Bourbon goes right into they cut down some wood and put it into a barrel, and they put the bourbon in it. So that's what they did to this, except for it's 100% malted barley. So I think you might like that because of that. So we'll see.
We'll find out.
So without further ado, this comes in at 46.3% ABV. It's not colored and it's non-chill filtered. So all the boxes are checked. So what do you get on the nose, my friend? I know this is your first time tasting it, so you can take your time. You don't got to hurry.
So what you were saying, like the malted, like a milk ball or a Whopper, that chocolate and the vanilla and just the thickness of it. Oh man, it's very fresh, man. It smells like a bar of soap. It's very floral.
Yeah, there's a lot of floral in it. Tim, Donner Pass Whiskey is saying that you look Portuguese because you're so tan in your beard.
Hey, man.
You are looking very ethnic these days, Dave. Very ethnic.
You know what? Just I've been get out in your yards, people. Plant some grass. Get your shirts off.
All right. So floral. Anything else you get?
Man. So floral. The vanilla like that is pretty strong for it, but there's also kind of a little pepper or a little bit of some sort of spice I'm smelling on it. How about you?
So Tom R is saying, let me for some reason it didn't show your comment. I gotta click on it to show it.
Virgin Oak.
Is it American Virgin Oak or is it European Virgin Oak? Speaking of, it's a little fun fact, Dave. Which is which? Quercus alba or Quercus robur? Which one is it? American oak, European oak? Do you know?
You're asking me?
Yeah. Yes, I am. Do you know what is which?
Hey Siri, I'm not sure, man.
Right, so the American oak is Quercus alba, and the European oak is Quercus robur, or robur, however you pronounce it.
Yeah.
You knew that, right? So, Tom, I do not know, man. I assume it's American oak. Someone do us a favor and look it up online real quick in the chat and let us all know for all of our education. Finished in virgin oak cast. I don't think it specifies. For some reason, just tasting this, my guess would be American oak. I'm not getting a ton of tannins, like Quercus robur. You know, the European oak is known for being the way the wood is. It's very tannins, and it's
we just got around. Graham Fraser says American oak.
Yeah. So, and that's what I thought. So American oak. So there you go, Tom. Sorry, I didn't know. All right. So I get immediately on the nose. It's like creamy spun honey. Have you ever had spun honey?
Oh, yeah.
Creamy spun honey. That whole kind of malted milk ball, Teddy Graham crackers. But then there's that floral, like lilies, some kind of floral. Then you get some of like the orchard fruits that you would get like kind of in a bourbon matured scotch. Even though this isn't bourbon matured, it's virgin oak, but you kind of get some of the similar notes. So pineapple.
Yeah.
Lemons, oranges. It's really like gristy. Barley sugar. It reminds me of Balvenie 12 Doublewood. For some reason, I don't know if they don't, when they do their grist, if they don't.
Link is in the subscription for
what?
For a broken bottle. Link is in the subscription.
Oh my gosh. Dude, we have so many views on that because of it, though. Actually, I think it's more because the girls are in it. We gotta have the girls on more, man. Our channel does a lot better when they're on.
Hey, we need to do a live stream with the Whiskey Wives, man.
I know. What else do I get on the nose? Honeysuckle, ginger. Almost. Have you ever had the lemon? You know, like when you go to Cracker Barrel or like an old mom and pop's candy place, they have the lemon drops that have like powdered sugar on it. I kind of get something like that, but pretty fantastic for an only for a non-age statement virgin oak matured whiskey. It's got a lot of flavor in it. What about you? What do you got on the palate, bud?
See, I'm not getting as much citrus. The citrus fruits, like I'm trying to get a little bit of pineapple. It's so mild though. It's very light,
The
and
barley sugar, the graham crackers, the malt definitely is the dominant thing. I'm just behind all that. I'm getting a little bit of like the honey, the pineapple, the lemon.
yeah,
It's not real strong though.
yeah. Graham crackers are a great way to put it, man. It's a that it's almost a texture to it. So I get pears, a little bit of a like pears and pineapple juice. That's how I put it. Light fruits. What you were saying about honey, I've only had spun honey maybe once in my life, but there is a very strong just honey, especially on the finish. But we'll get into that later. But that it's tastes like you've just fresh honey on the tongue. It's pretty good, man. Along with those floral notes, and just tastes like spring to me. That's how I'll put it. Tastes like just a fresh and alive dram.
It's definitely a little youngish. I would have liked to seen this, be an actual age statement, like 12, 15, or 18 years old. But I think I got this for like $45 or something like really. No, you know what? I think I got this from one of those online stores in California. I'm trying to think of which one it is, but I think I like clicked it on there last minute because it was like $35 or something. I was getting something more expensive, and I was like, dude, I gotta try that. So for $35, would you buy this?
Heck yeah.
Yeah, all day, every day I'd buy this.
Yeah.
Amazingly
good
price.
Hey, I want to ask you, with all your whiskey knowledge, do younger age statement whiskeys tend to have that kind of younger feel to it? That
I mean, typically sometimes
other than just kind of like really floral and bright, and
sometimes
darker, not as much as the darker notes to me.
Sometimes they can have more of a metallic taste to it almost, and it's kind of sometimes can be, what's the word I'm looking for?
Mistaken?
No.
I'm mistaken.
Astringent. Like
even
if it's like even if it's like a low ABV, it kind of tastes like a higher ABV because the rough edges haven't been kind of rounded out. It hasn't soaked in as much of like the flavor from a sherry cask or from like the bourbon cask, or even in this case the virgin oak, the tannins and the vanillins. But sometimes it's kind of interesting to kind of see more of the distillery character, like in a virgin oak or like younger like this. So it's kind of like an education. So for $35, man, all day, every day for me.
All day, every day.
So I get on the palate for me, again, the malts, kind of malted milk balls. See right there, I got a taste of it being kind of youngish and kind of astringent.
Santa Cruz.
What?
Santa Cruz's got jokes tonight.
Still working on the cream sherry finished Deanston, but so Santa Cruz, and I'm so jealous of you that you have that, because that cream sherry finished Deanston sounds amazing. What did he say that was funny? Dave, the young ones always do. Very nice. Andrew Page also stated, he says, younger peated whiskeys can sometimes be more intense than older peated whiskeys. Peat tends to fade with age as the barrel notes take over. 100% correct. And that's why sometimes people, and even connoisseurs that really know their stuff, prefer younger peated whiskeys if they really want that full kind of peat pop to it. I like both. I like the young, and I like it when it gets older and kind of aged out a little bit. I kind of appreciate both.
Yeah, definitely. Hey, Tim's got a great question about the virgin oak barrels are toasted. If he's curious if they're toasted, like are they prepped like they're going to the bourbon?
If they're charred, I wonder if they're toasted or if they're charred. My guess would be they charred it or toasted it a little bit. Not too much because it's not super dark.
No, not at all.
If you do like a hardcore toasting or char, you get a little bit of that more color from it. So I guess it being younger, and I'm guessing they probably didn't toast and char it a ton, but I could be wrong. That's just my educated guess. So Graham Fraser says, this is what single malt scotch tastes like in virgin oak. Compare it with young bourbon. This has barley flavors, young bourbon, and virgin oak has enhanced corn flavors. Yep, 100% correct.
Great.
Tim from Donner Pass Whiskey says, curious if the Virgin Oak barrel. Oh, that's
what I was asking.
Oh, my bad. Sorry. Eric says, no Deanston for me tonight, sipping High West Campfire. That's a good whiskey. I have a sample of that from George and Amy Kaplan. I can't talk tonight. Kaplan. All right. So, again, I get on the palate creamy spun honey again, the malted milk balls, the malt, the barley grist, gristy barley sugar, almost like vanilla cake batter, some kind of vanilla cake batter.
Yeah, I'm with you on that.
Maybe even a hint of white chocolate or like white frosting. Maybe a little bit of hazelnuts, a little nuttiness. Obviously, more vanilla. I don't really get the floral as much on the palate. Anything else you get out of the palate? One interesting note that I got that I didn't say before.
Golden Grams. Remember Golden Grams?
Oh, my gosh. I love Golden Grams. Now, did you like Golden Grams or Cinnamon Toast Crunch better? I know.
I liked them both, man. I was the weird kid. I'd mix them.
Yeah? I'm kind of like, depends on my mood. Sometimes I like Golden Grams better than sometimes I like Cinnamon Toast Crunch better. Just kind of depends.
Yeah, sometimes I'm not a big, sometimes I don't like sugar. I like sweets, but not like icing. Does that make point? I like cake, but I don't like a ton of just chunky icing on it.
Faux show. So the last little interesting note that I got in this was eggnog. Kind of like an eggy, it's like eggnog-ish. I don't know how to even describe it, but something in there reminded me of for Christmas we drink eggnog. So
yeah, I get you on that, man.
All right, what about the palate? I'm sorry, we're finished. It's been a long day, guys. I'm sorry, I'm struggling.
Keith's been building stuff and fixing stuff.
I'm like a man now. I'm a real boy.
I want to be a real boy. So palate, the honey, the Golden Grams, that malted, but also the graham cracker, like you were talking about. It's basically a s'more without the chocolate. Maybe white chocolate, like a white chocolate s'more. I take that because the marshmallow, for me, just the sweetness of it. It's a nice. Like I said, what would you pair this with?
Like for food?
Yeah. Would you even do it? Would you? I guess this is like a dessert. This is like a dessert.
Dude, I would totally have this with some vanilla wedding cake.
Ooh.
White frosting. I think it would go perfect.
I'm with you.
I don't think I've ever had cake with whiskey.
So that's a good point, man. It reminds me of like wedding cake on the finish.
You see what I'm saying?
Yeah, I'm with you. So that honey, it all stays, and it's maybe a medium to long finish.
Yeah.
It kind of disappears a little bit at the end. It's nice, man. For a non-age statement.
Yeah. I can really kind of tell its youth on the finish. It is a medium, maybe even like medium long finish at last, but it kind of tastes a little bit more astringent than it should for only 46.3, which tastes a little bit young, but it does have those nice creamy spun honey, barley sugars, vanilla wedding cake, maybe in a little of that eggnog. But you're right, it lasts for a while, but it is a little astringent, making me, it kind of takes away a little bit from it. But for $35 for a Deanston whiskey that tastes like creamy spun honey and malted milk balls, sign me up all day, every day.
All day, every day, man.
So, malted man cave Mark, what are you going to give this, buddy?
It's great, man. It is. I'm going to give it a 86.
Nice. So I'm trying to be a little bit more conservative with my marks. I think early on in my journey, I probably would have scored this an 87. I like it that much, but I think just because I've had more whiskey, I think it's about an 84 for me, which 8 out of 10, almost 8.5 out of 10. Like that's a great mark for a 35-year-old, $35 whiskey. I would always have this on the bar. I would love this over like a lot of stuff that they sell at bars these days. So excellent whiskey. It's malted man cave approved for me. Would you like to have this on your bar?
I take it, man. And in fact, I think it's in my favor. I think the more naive your palate is, you take a lot of those astringent things and they can appear as other things that you like.
Yeah.
Some of your negatives were my positives to it.
So Graham Fraser is saying that this one is filled into first fill bourbon cask first and then matured in virgin oak cask according to the label. Does it really say that in the label?
His does.
Mine doesn't say that, but I'm glad for the information. It does taste like it has a lot of bourbon type flavor, so makes sense to me. So I actually, now that I'm hearing it, I think when I first bought this like 2.5 years ago, I think I remember reading that. Sorry guys, haven't been on my game as much research and stuff. We're just trying to get out reviews with all how crazy things with me starting a new job, so COVID-19 craziness, and just it's been busy times, hasn't it, Dave?
Oh man, it's been busy, but it's been a different kind of busy. Busy normal for me is like going to every single event in the evenings and the days and things like now. And now busy is like just like actual life, like it's school and projects, and it's amazing how humans can just make themselves as busy as they want to be, even in a time when you really don't have to be.
Right.
Yeah.
So Frank Lampard says, I made the mistake of telling my whiskey club about Deanston Virgin Oak. They all ran out and bought everything the liquor store had, and now I can't get any for myself. Frank, that is like my life. So being a whiskey review, obviously we're just a modestly, middle-sized to small-sized channel, so we're not trying to act like we're these huge influencers. But there is a little part of me that, like, when I really like something that's pretty cheap, it's like, I really want to tell people, and I always end up telling people, oh, this is a really good whiskey, you should get it. But there's a little part of me that's like, dang it, now everyone's going to buy this up, and I'm not going to be able to find it. And I'm not. Me and my wife make pretty good money. We're, upper middle class, but I'm not rich, so I can't always just go out and pay whatever I want. So there is that kind of, you want to share and tell people, but then it sucks because then you can't get it if everyone buys it afterwards. So thank you for joining, Frank, and for your your story. All right, buddy. So the plan for tonight is we are going to do the bourbon. No, I'm sorry, not a bourbon, just the blind challenge that you did for me. And then I have a question of the night that's not controversial this time. We're not getting controversial tonight. No matter how hard you try, I'm not getting controversial. So do not. So my question of the night, just so you can be thinking about it, is who is the greatest quarterback in the NFL of all time? I'm thinking about football, and I know that there's talk that maybe the season might not end up, working out. And just, did you watch any of the draft?
I kept up with it. How about that? Every pick I knew.
How about that? The first 3 picks all from Ohio State at one time. With obviously,
there you go.
Was a Buckeye at one point. 1, 2, 3, maybe.
Boom.
Dude, the Buckeyes are. I think I saw a stat saying we have the most first.
Hey, I thought we were going to do anything controversial. You're bringing up the Buckeyes. We're going to get hate for days.
I'll do that all day. That's not controversial. All right. So what do you want to do? Do you want to do question of the night? I think we should do the blind challenge and then do question of the night. What do you think?
Yeah. Let's get into it.
DH Silv says greatest QB is a no-brainer. Vinny Testaverde.
Vinny,
I don't know if I'm going to go greatest. Whiskey.
DH Silv, you a brownie?
Whiskey Rookie says Montana. Of course, Santa Cruz, and being in California says Montana. Tom R says boxers or briefs. I'm definitely a boxer guy, man. When I was a little kid, I did briefs. Can't do the briefs anymore. Or free balling. Is that a choice?
Commando.
All right. Donner Pass Whiskeys. Did Eric Gilbert really just say Trent Dilfer is the greatest of all time? No, Eric, no. All right. How do you want to do this? So kind of tell everybody. I know you kind of mentioned before what you did, and then I'll
So Keith gave me a big crate of whiskeys to choose from, and I chose 4 of them. And it's pretty much blind. He has, I think I counted about 20, 21 bottles that he's picking from. He can see the color of it. I think on some of them.
Here's number 1. Yes, I can see the color. How about I'm trying to think of a way.
You need any? You want me to give you any?
Can you write it down on paper or on your iPhone and then hold it up so they can see it? I thought of that. That's something we could have done the last time. Can you write it on paper?
Yeah.
I'll look away. That way they can see what I'm trying to distinguish.
Yeah.
Okay. Let me know. I'm going to look away and I'm going to pour it. You let me know when you're ready.
All right.
You already show them?
Yeah. Hey, no hint in the comments.
Don't put it in chat. I'm not going to look. All right. So number 1. I already know this is a Springbank.
All right. I was testing you.
But which one? Because I have quite a few Springbanks in my collection.
I know you do. And I might have.
Now, this isn't my final answer, but first, off the cuff, I'm going to say Springbank 15. Which, by the way, guys, don't go out and buy it, but I am loving Springbank 15 right now. It is tutti fruity, like bubblegum, that sourness, the maltiness. Springbank 15, yeah, buddy, I think I already know. Let me take a sip first. Springbank 15 is my final answer.
You win. You win the first one.
Yeah. All right. Let me wash out my glass.
Okay. We're on to 2.
All right. While I'm doing that, go ahead and write it down and show everybody. Again, guys, please don't put it in the chat. Please don't say exactly what it is in the chat. That way, I haven't looked at the chat, but I don't want to be tempted to.
All right, man.
You already showed them?
Yep.
All right. All right, number two. You were kind. You picked a Springbank knowing I could probably pick that out. Thank you.
You know what? Honestly, I didn't. I know you say you like Springbank all the time, but you have so much whiskey. I sort of doubted that you could pick it out.
Dude, I'm pretty decent at it. Now watch, I'll miss the rest of these. But that's one thing.
So I knew I wanted to pick one Springbank, and so I had to figure out which one it was going to be. And I was like, I'm going to put it first because does Keith really like Springbank?
So immediately, and I haven't taken a finish yet, but I'm already thinking this is a heavily sherried whiskey, and I'm thinking Glendronach. Now let me get into the palate a little bit, and we'll see. Don't give anything away. That's not my
I think you got you on this one. The funk is unique.
Buddy, I'm thinking that's Glendronach 18, the 2019 version, which is 24 years of age. Final answer.
Glendronach 18.
Yeah!
I think you might do it, man.
I have to, man. You got 4 out of 4 last time. They're gonna think if I get all these, they're gonna think we're rigging this. Yeah.
Well, we sort of are.
I'm pouring them back in. I'm gonna drink all of these, and I'm not pouring them back into my bottles. But I don't want to chug all these right now. All right, so go ahead and write it down and show everybody what number 3 is.
My job. All right, man.
You showed them?
Yeah.
All right, let me check in with the chat a little bit, see what people are saying. All right, so he says, DH Self says, Keith, even if it sucked balls at this, he'd get spring bake. You're right. If I missed a spring bake, I'd probably just have to stop reviewing whiskey, I think, at this point, with as much as I've gone on and on about it. All right, so let's go up a little bit. Andrew Page says that he wished he had some spring bake 15 right now. Dude, Andrew, anytime you're in Ohio, buddy, look me out. Hit me up, and I got plenty of spring banks for you. All right, let's see. Tim from Donner Pass Whiskey says the funk is unique. It definitely is, and it's not for everybody. And you know what? I'm okay with that because it's already hard enough to get as it is. If everybody loved it, it'd be like impossible. I know even in the UK, it's almost like Pappy to get like a spring bank. Did you know it's like getting Pappy there for them?
Really?
Yeah. So like the 10 local barley that we have, or even like some of like the, Springbank 18 or the long row reds, it's like as hard to get Pappy as it is for us. Maybe not quite as hard as Pappy, but close.
Right.
Let's see. Aaron Hardiman, yes, I like that comment. Straight whiskey sommelier. I agree. Mark says, I'm thinking they would spend all their resources to win now before Rodgers becomes a vegetable. They're talking about football and the Packers apparently. Yeah, dude, what were the Packers doing? I don't think that they made good choices, to be honest with you. I'm not sure that that's going to work out for them, but that's just – Tom R. says, rig. Nah, bro. It's straight up awesomeness, man. All right. Number 3?
Number 3.
Now watch. I'm going to miss these last 2 because if I missed one – no. Even if I miss the next one, I can still get the line. Who I'm not picking out for. I'm curious to see what you picked. Number 3. Let me wash out my glass. Does anybody know a good site to buy cheap Glencairns? I've broken a couple of mine recently, and I had to give Dave one, and I'm probably going to buy a couple just so I can send some home with Dave. Does anybody know a good website, or does Amazon have them cheap? Anybody know a good site to get cheap Glencairns?
I'm sure Glencairn has them, or Amazon has them.
All right. This one's a little bit darker. You already showed him what it is?
I did.
Ooh, this one's definitely different. Smells a little American to me. It's got some bourbon. It's got some corn. But it's also got what I think is Oloroso. So I'm immediately thinking, no, this is not my final answer. I'm thinking, trying to think of what I have in my collection. Joseph A. Magnus triple cast, but that's not my final choice yet. Let me take a sip. DH Silv says, if you buy in bulk from Amazon, you can get good prices. Whiskey Rookie says, crate and barrel. So
is crate and barrel open right now?
And Tom says Amazon. So I'll check it out. Yeah, buddy. I think that's Joseph A. Magnus triple cast. No?
No. That's McKenna.
Really? Oh, I can smell it now. It's what? I swore that tastes like the Joseph A. Magnus.
You have so much whiskey. See, this is the downside to having so many open bottles of whiskey.
Well, I'm embarrassed that I, for some reason, thought that it tasted like Oloroso.
Hey, man, that McKenna,
it's not rigged.
That McKenna it's got a lot of flavors in it.
So good. All right, well, let me see if I can pull it out 3 for 4, at least get a D.
Hey, that's a good question. Hey, that might have been a tainted sample, man.
So, yes, I poured water in it and spun it around and drank it, but you're right. There might be a little bit. So I've broken so many of my Glencairns. I only have 2 left. I had 3. I gave Dave 1. I have 2. And the other one has my Deanston Virgin Oak.
So the other thing.
Yeah, that's my excuse. It has the Oloroso left in from the.
Hey, DH Silk said.
Took it clearly.
DH Silk said that you must have. You could just have a really good bottle of McKenna too. He said, "I've gotten some big cherry notes on McKenna."
Yeah, dude, this McKenna is so good.
So that would explain the Oloroso.
I mean, clearly it was the Glendronach left in the glass, so clearly.
All right. Cheers to that, man.
Let me watch this one really good. How do I hear?
All right.
It's in
Here we go. Last one.
All right.
To get the victory.
I'm turning around. You show them what it is.
All right, we're good.
You showed them?
Yeah.
Oh, I know it's a Springbank. But which one? What? Don't tell me yet.
It's so funny, man. I thought for sure. I was like, Keith's full. I'm sure he's gonna get it mixed up with something else. All right, which one? Which Springbank?
It's smelling more Springbank, more of a heavily bourbon matured Springbank.
Yeah.
I'm leaning towards, now don't put me down yet, the Springbank 12 cast strength, the 57.1, which is 65% bourbon matured. And what is that? 35% cherry. But that's not my final answer yet. Tom Marr wants to know, are you in a doctor's office? Yes.
Hey man, so I live in a 110-year-old house, which is old for America, and my basement is I can't have a man cave down there because it is a cave, and so I'm too loud. I got to come here to my office. It is a doctor's office. I work with people with hearing loss and let all the jokes fly as far as what'd you say and all those things. But I have my own practice, so I can be as loud as I want in here.
So DH Silv, so I think my final answer is Springbank 12 cast strength, 57.1% ABV version. Am I correct? That's my final answer.
Again? Springbank what?
Springbank 12 cast strength.
Ding, 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 ding. You are a winner. Winner, chicken dinner. For real. And then after you got the first Springbank so easily, I was like, oh, geez, I messed this up. I was like, so then I was like, I'm only going to pick one Springbank, Keith. That was the only one in the.
So DH Silv says, my honey hole with Springbank 12, 57.1 sold out. DH Silv, did I not tell you before I let you taste it that Springbank 12, this new one, was back to form and it was incredible? And I'm glad that you agree. So you're welcome. You're welcome for the tip. So, yeah, man, if you guys who don't know, so Springbank 12 Cast Strength has always been one of my favorite whiskeys. But I will say the last year or two, the last 4, 5, 6 release now. Sorry, let me back up. The last 4 or 5 have been really good still, but they haven't been as great as in the past. And I was a little disappointed. And so this most recent one, I was like, I got to get every Springbank 12 Cast Strength that I can get my hands on. And it was more bourbon matured. It was 65% bourbon matured and 35% sherry. So I'm like, I love bourbon matured whiskeys, but I've been in a sherry mood lately. And so I was like, I don't know if this is going to be good, but dude, Springbank 12 Cast Strength is back to form. What are you doing? Yeah, Dave, it's up on your jewelry thing. I put it up there. Love you.
Come on down to the cave. Pop your head in, Lindsay.
She's got some bedhead going on right now.
Still looks better than yours, man.
So where were we at? So question of the night, Dave. Question of the night. So who do you think is the best quarterback of all time? The GOAT. Greatest of all time in the NFL?
Tim Tebow.
Yes. Dude, such a sad story. Dude, he freaking won.
Oh, wait, no. Alert. All right. We can't get controversial.
That's not controversial.
He got run out. I can see. I'm like 5 steps ahead, man. I see where it's going.
But I'm not going to go too far down that rabbit hole.
Let's see where I'm going to go. All right.
I don't care. So I don't care about his throwing motion. Dude was a freaking winner at every level, and he won at Pittsburgh, and they ran him out because he was too much of a sideshow, and so
he had some issues mechanically wise, but they did put a pretty good little run together. That was fun to watch.
Dude,
their
all day,
defense,
every day on my team. Dude's a freaking winner.
He does.
Of course, of course, Dustin doesn't like him. Dustin hates Christians.
You can't fault his heart though, Dustin. He puts a lot of heart in effort. So my greatest of all time quarterback would have to be, since my impressionable years was watching John Elway, and I think John Elway was. It's hard to, in my young eyes, he is the greatest of all time. I think history is going to look back on what Brady has been able to do and see him as the overall greatest of all time as far as just production. And I know he's in a system up there, but you can't run a system without QB number 1 holding the whole thing together. And so we'll see if that system can rebuild and find another QB1 to be like him. So I think Tom Brady is the GOAT, but in my life, who I grew up watching, I wasn't a big Troy Aikman fan, but my dad loved him.
I was totally on that Cowboys. Emmitt Smith, Michael Irvin, and Troy Aikman, dude. I had the starter jacket.
Yeah,
Cowboys starter jacket. I was all about the Cowboys, man. Dude, is Whiskey Rookie? I feel like I know this, but I'm not remembering. Are you from Ohio? Because he's talking all about Vinny Testaverde, Bernie Kosar, and he's talking about the Buckeyes. So I'm pretty sure he's from Ohio. Whiskey Rookie, where are you from, buddy? And what part of Ohio? Awkward silence. We're gonna wait because I like it. I enjoy the awkward silence.
I was just reading.
The power of the pause, Dave.
He grew up in Cleveland. I used to spend my summers in Conneaut.
So for me, it's definitely. I don't like New England, and I don't like necessarily. Well, I don't hate Tom Brady. I never rooted for him. How can you not say he's the greatest of all time? Like, how many Super Bowls does he have now? 6, 7?
I know, right?
Now,
is that
then it gets into how much is it the system,
right?
It's in, is it? But at some point, if you win 6 or 7 Super Bowls, there's a little bit of you that's a part of that. Okay, it's not just the system, the system,
right?
Even if he fails completely in Tampa Bay, What? How is he 42 now? How old is he?
Do you think if Peyton Manning was in New England that the outcome would have been the same?
I think it's possible. I think that he probably could have just. I think they're about equal, but he didn't do it. So I got to give it to Tom Brady, even though I think maybe Peyton Manning's better.
Brady just seems. I don't know, man. He just seems so healthy. Like he's been able to keep himself healthy. I know Peyton got hit a lot, but that end of Peyton's career, I wish he would have just kind of. I know he came back and won a Super Bowl, but that Super Bowl, that was the defense winning that Super Bowl.
Yeah, but he deserved to win that. Kind of like I think LeBron deserves to win another one. Just because there's so many times that he should have won it, or he didn't have the help, and he got beat when he shouldn't have got beat. So yeah, I think
he managed that. He managed it very well, as best as anyone could do. But yeah, that last Super Bowl.
Yeah, I think so. I think Peyton is probably just as good as Tom Brady, but he didn't do it as much. So I got to give it to Tom Brady.
Oh, no. DH Silv, New England's defense, ridiculously good.
Yeah, they've had some good.
That's what I mean by, I'm saying as far as being able to outscore the opponent, yes, the defense is good, but also being able to manage all.
That year out of all of them it was like the defense is so much better than the offense was that
year. Yeah.
Now, I do think, I think last time that New England won, wouldn't you say that the defense was better than the offense? Because I think I would.
Yeah, that offense struggled.
But it wasn't as vastly, drafted how much better.
No, not at all.
Andrew Page says it will be interesting to see how Brady does in Tampa. Yeah, I'm pretty curious to see how that works out too. But even if he sucks, he's like 42 now, so I don't think we'll really know. It would have been interesting.
Yeah, but Gronk is back, man. Gronk's back.
Yeah, but he's like the bionic man. He's got like a robotic arm, and he's got like 2 new knee replacements. Like, dude's still a beast, but yeah, he's not the old Gronk. We'll see. So yeah, I'd have to go with Tom Brady. Troy Aikman was who I loved growing up. Obviously, I love the Browns, Vinny Testaverde, Bernie Kosar, but got to go with Tom Brady. I think Montana and Peyton Manning might be as talented, but they didn't do it quite as much as Tom Brady did, so I got to go. And speaking of that, to kind of go into basketball real quick before we sign off, I kind of feel the same way about LeBron. So I think Michael Jordan is still the best, the greatest of all time. But I do kind of think that LeBron has kind of suffered from the same thing that Peyton Manning did, that he hasn't been on quite as good teams or in as good a setup as Michael was.
Yeah.
Once he got to the epitome, he was in a better setup. He had Phil Jackson, probably the best coach of all time, if not probably second. I think I'd put
you been watching.
above him.
Have you been watching the Jordan doc, The Last Dance?
I want to. I'm gonna watch it eventually, but I have not watched it.
Dude, I purchased Hulu just to watch it.
Oh, it's on Hulu?
Yeah, it's on Hulu.
Oh, awesome. Yeah, I'll watch that tonight.
Yeah, man, dude, it's awesome. It's the way they've done it is really well. They've gone into it. Jordan had a little quote in it where he said, "If you speak Michael Jordan, you speak Scottie Pippen."
I'm sorry, buddy. Say that again.
Like basically saying, if you're bringing up my name and like my accolades, you have to bring up Scottie Pippen at the same time.
Michael said that?
Yeah.
Good for him. I remember there was one year, I think 97 or 98, there was a few articles that came out that were saying that Michael Jordan isn't even the greatest person on his own team, saying like Pippen was better. And I was just like, no. Like Pippen was great. He's definitely top 50 of all time, but that was just silly.
But man, they went through Pippen's records on his team stats, and he was second in almost every single stat except for the ones that he led. And not even Jordan. I mean, Jordan had some of those, but I think Pippen was a big is probably what has pushed Michael Jordan to be the GOAT.
Yeah.
I mean, think about if LeBron had a Pippen for the whole time.
I know. Dude, I'm going to be really upset. So I think everyone knows I have a love-hate relationship with LeBron. So I've always loved LeBron James.
You know what? Scratch that.
I'm not getting political. Stop.
No. I'm saying I don't want LeBron with freaking Pippen because they just pass the ball back and forth.
But now I lost my train of thought, Dave.
Sorry.
What was I say? What you said before that?
I was talking about LeBron. You started talking about LeBron.
I don't even know. Anyways, but DH Silva says Pat Riley and Chuck Daly are all better than Phil or Pop. Buddy, I agree with you. Pat Riley and Chuck Daly were great coaches, and maybe they have an argument for the best, but Pop, man. So Pat Riley, sometimes people can have success because of the system that they're in, and they just happen to have amazing talent. I would even say that about Phil Jackson. Dude, if you lose with Michael Jordan and Scottie Pippen and Dennis Rodman, you are just the crap of the year. If you lose with Shaquille O'Neal and Kobe Bryant and Robert Horry and all, that was Robert Horry. He was in LA for a little bit, right?
Robert Horry,
after Houston, didn't Robert Horry?
Yeah, he went to the Lakers
for a little bit. If you lose with Shaq and Kobe, so I think Phil probably maybe isn't quite as good just because he just rode on the skirts of Jordan, Shaq, and Kobe and Pippen. But Pop, man, he just seemed like his actual brilliance of his actual system and his his intelligence of the game and knowing matchups and then he made more out of less. So taking players that weren't that great and developing them into better players and just, I don't know, man, I think he's the best. Pat Riley and Chuck Daly are great. Pat Riley, I think, has kind of had the Phil Jackson. He had a lot of talent. Kareem Abdul-Jabbar and Magic Johnson. I don't know. But anyways, DH Silva says Horry was a huge part of LA. Yeah, I agree. It's just been so long. I just doubted myself for a second. Whiskey Rookie says, I still hold a grudge with LeBron. Yeah, buddy. I love LeBron James. And I want him to win a ring this year. I hope they somehow find a way to do the season so that he can get another ring. But yeah, I don't love that he left the first time the way he did it. And I don't always agree with everything politically that he does, but I still want him to win. So before we get too political, we will go ahead and sign off soon. Dave, do you have anything you want to say before we go?
Hey, well done on the challenge tonight, man.
You beat me, man. You got 4 out of 4. I only got 3 out of 4.
Still didn't do as good as the Bourbon King.
The master has become the teacher. All right, guys. Thank you guys all for joining us. Please subscribe if you aren't. Please like the videos, turn on notifications, and remember, Scotch is king.
But bourbon is best.
Good night, guys. Have a good one.
Good night, guys. Thanks for joining.
Stay safe.